Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to know about the Cripps mission and their following parameters such as what was the background of Cripps mission, what were the proposals and purpose of the Cripps mission, and why did the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League reject the Cripps mission. So friends, in this video, we will know all about this. So friend, first we know that what was the Cripps mission. Cripps mission was sent by the British government to India in March 1942 to obtain India's cooperation for the British war efforts in the Second World War, and it was headed by Sir Richard Stafford Cripps, a Labour minister in Winston Churchill's coalition government in Britain. So friend, this was the small introduction of the Cripps mission. Let us know that what was the background of Cripps mission. So friend, the first is Japan was approaching outside the eastern borders of India, and the fall of Burma was a problem to the British in the war. So the threat of a Japanese invasion on India was increasing, and Indian support was very important for Britain's war efforts. Second is when the Second World War broke out in 1939, the Viceroy Lord Linlithgow declared India a party to the war as part of the British Empire, and this was not consulted with the Indians, and this led to massive protest from the Congress party. The party leaders who were heading 7 provincial governments resigned from their post, and the Muslim League celebrated it as Deliverance Day. Next is Britain was facing pressure from the US and other elite leaders over its own imperial policies in India, and also to secure Indian cooperation for the elite war efforts. This also led the British government to send Cripps mission to India. The purpose of Cripps mission was Britain suffered many losses in southern East Asia, and Japanese threat to invade India seemed real for them, hence Britain wanted India's support in this war. Second is Britain was pressurized by the allies like that USA, USSR and China to seek India's cooperation in this war. And next is Indian nationalists had fully agreed to support in this war, but they hoped for immediate transfer of substantial power and complete independence after the war. Friends, let us know that what was the proposal of Cripps mission. The proposal of Cripps mission was setting up an Indian dominion. The dominion would have the freedom to remain with the British Commonwealth or to secede from it, and it would also be a liberty to take part in internal organization. A constituent assembly would be formed to frame a new constitution for the country, and this would have members elected by the provincial assemblies and also maintained by the princes. Next proposal was that any province unwilling to join the Indian Dominion could form a separate union and have a separate constitution, and the transfer of power and the rights of minorities would be safeguarded by negotiation between the Constituent Assembly and the British government. In the meantime, until this new constitution came into force, India's defense would be controlled by the British, and the powers of the Governor General would remain unaltered. Now let us know that what was the significance of Cripps mission. So friend, for the first time, the British government acknowledged India's right to be a dominion. Next is India could frame their own constitution, and the proposal of giving freedom to the provinces to be a separate union turned out to be a model for the country's partition in 1947, and right to cede from the Commonwealth indicated fully sovereignty at a later stage. And finally, in the interim period, Indians were guaranteed a good share in the administration. Friend, now let us know that why did the Cripps mission failed. So friend, the proposal were seen as too radical by the British and as too conservative by the Indian National Congress, who wanted complete independence. Second is, the mission was rejected by the Indian National Congress, the Muslim League and the other Indian groups. The Hindu Mahasabha and the liberals were against the right of states to secede. The depressed classes objected because they were apprehensive about their status in a country where they will be in a minority. And it is also believed that the mission failed because of a clear lack of support for it by the Viceroy Lithgow, British PM Winston Churchill, and the Secretary of State for India Leo Amery. Friends, now we know that why did Indian National Congress reject the Cripps mission? The reason was the Indian National Congress was against the provinces' right to separately form union, as this was damaging to national unity. Second was they were also against the Governor General's power being retained as against him, and they wanted only a constitutional head. They also protested the lack of sharing defense. And finally, friends, they had no concrete plan for immediate transfer of power. Finally, friends, let us know that why did Muslim League reject the Cripps mission? The first reason was they did not like the idea of a single union of India. Second was they protested against the method for the constituent assembly's creation and also against the procedure to decide on the province's accession to the Indian Union. So friend, this was the all about Cripps mission and their following parameters.